what I think is so important on a walk with Christ is understanding the character of God and also staying in a constant state of remembrance. I'm reading through the book of Mark, and in chapter 6, it talks about how Jesus fed the 5,000 with 2 loaves and 5 fish. Or is it five? I think it's 2 loaves and 5 fish. But he fed the 5,000, and in that moment, the disciples were unbelieving. They didn't know that Jesus could do that. And so they were questioning how it would happen, how in the world they would feed all these people, but Jesus showed up in that moment. At the beginning of chapter 8, it talks about another large crowd, a crowd of 4,000, and yet again, these people are hungry and Jesus wants to feed them. And instead of the disciples being in remembrance of what Jesus has already done before, because they were there when he did it the first time, but instead of being in remembrance, they go, well, where in the world are we going to find enough food to feed all these people? As though they have not seen Jesus do it before, as though they don't know that Jesus is a miracle worker. They act as though they don't understand that Jesus will do the same thing over and over again. If he's done it before, he'll do it again. He's never changing. And so on our personal walk with Christ, in practical terms, we really have to stay in a state of remembrance. That's why it's so important to read your Bible daily. That's why it's so important to understand and ask God, hey, God, can you show me how you showed up today? Help me to understand, how did you show up today? Not only did he wake you up this morning, but here you are watching this video. That's him showing up. But God shows up in each and every moment. It may not be in the wind. It's in the small, still voice. It may not be in such a miraculous way or what we deem to be miraculous, but the very fact that you're sitting here right now is a miracle in of itself. Think of all the things that God has brought you through. Stay in a state of remembrance.